All right, in this quick video, I'm going to make sure you know how to download and install R and R Studio, and I'll talk a little bit about the installation of packages. So here we are on the data carpentry website, and in this particular data carpentry lesson, it's talking about data analysis and visualization in R for ecologists, and that's us in Wild 2400. So if you go to that website, there's going to be tabs across the top, and this is how we're going to organize our lessons for the next few labs. So right here on the Home tab, it's got this little um, kind of index of all the topics. And so you can read through this stuff, but basically you're going to come down to where it says install R and R Studio, and I put these instructions in the assignment this week. So you're going to go ahead and follow those. You're going to click on these hyperlinks for the CRAN website. If you're in Windows or Mac, there's a different link for each, and there's a different set of instructions. So if I click on that, I'm using a PC, and basically I get this little pop-up saying, do you want to run this file? I've already run it, so I'm not going to reinstall it. But if it's the first time you're installing it on your computer, you're going to need to do that. And then you're going to click on this RStudio download page. And then here you're just going to select whichever operating system you have. So if it's Windows 10, 8, or 7, you're going to use this installer. If it's Mac operating system, you'll use this installer. So once you've got those installed, what you want to do is grab this little bit of code. It says session info, and then there's an open parentheses and an end parentheses. And you're going to get very familiar with this type of syntax. But if I open that up, once you've installed RStudio, you can click on it. You're going to have a little icon. It's going to be a R, kind of a soft blue color, with a white R in the middle. And when you click on that, it'll open up the console. And the first thing you'll do, just to verify that you've installed this properly, you can kind of enter down. So this is what's called the source console. It's at the upper left-hand quadrant of the RStudio pane. And you can just type your name in there, and then you take a screenshot of this, of course, using some kind of snipping tool. You'll do something like that, and that's what you're going to submit to verify that you've got RStudio set up. Once you do that, go ahead and paste that session info code. So right here it says session, capital INFO, open close parentheses. If I drop that up here in my source console, and then I can either click this button at the top, it's like a square with a green arrow coming out the right-hand side. And then what that does is it runs this little command, and then down here in the console, this bottom left box is where it's gonna basically spit out answers to, I'm gonna run code up here in this upper left box, and the computer's gonna run that code, and it's gonna spit out what I command the computer to do in this bottom left corner. So here you can see it spit out compiler 4.0.3, tools 4.0.3. That's the version of R that I have, and that's correct. So once you do that, you'll be all set up for lab. Now there's one more thing you can do if you want to be extra prepared. You can install these packages. So if you just scroll down a little bit lower and you copy, Control C, and throw this into, again, the source pane, Control V. Basically what this is doing, I've zoomed into my screen here so you're not able to see the rest of the code. So I'll just enter it on the next line. So basically what this is doing is it's installing 4 packages. So you could think of these as extensions. like if you were upgrading your Nintendo 64, these are like packages that would upgrade it. So tidyverse has a bunch of functions: hexbin, patchwork, and rsq lite. So I'm going to go ahead and click this button, or I can also click shift control enter all at the same time. And that's going to, down here in the bottom corner, I'm getting all this red, and there's all this stuff is happening. Oh my gosh, the computer's blowing up. No, it's just installing those packages. So I'll wait for those to be done. Now, on your computer, it's probably going to look more like this. I've zoomed way in just to make it easier for you to read what I'm typing. But basically, when it gets to the bottom, there's all this red. If I scroll down, and basically what that's been doing is it's been installing all these packages. Um, and there's all these dependencies. So if I install these 4 packages, there's a whole bunch of other packages that they rely on. So it's doing all that automatically. I'm going to go ahead and pause this until it's done. It's still thinking. So, and I know that because there's this little red stop sign in the top corner of this bottom left quadrant of the screen. So it's still thinking, even though it's not moving. Okay, that kept running. It took about 3 or 4 minutes. It could take longer depending on um, your internet speed and things. But you can see that little stop sign is no longer there. And now I'm ready to turn these libraries on. So if I go to my packages in this bottom right-hand corner, you'll see Files, Plots, Packages, Help, and Viewer. I can click on Packages, and this tells me all the things that were installed. Now, just because they're installed doesn't mean they're turned on. So the way I turn them on is I'm going to type library and then open parentheses, and then I'm going to type in tidyverse. Control Shift Enter. Uh, and so basically this is turning on tidyverse now. So I'll do the same thing for hexbin, patchwork, rsq lite, is I'll just type in library and the name of the package. Control Shift Enter is the same as hitting run up here in the top. Oh, frozen. All right, so once you've got that, you should be ready for class on Thursday.